I'm going to press away from most of the wool, so I'm going to press into the section A. Now on your block, see I matched here. Generally on this one, if you match here, your circle looks pretty, looks continuous. If for some reason that your circle is way off, then you're going to ignore the match and you're going to line up your star point. But typically, this is the second quilt I've done of this, and as long as I match here, my circle looks pretty good. Okay, so here's section AB. And now we have to lay our ruler on both of those sections before we can put them together. And again, here's your lowest. Line up and everything. So I'm not going to take anything off of there, but everything else is parallel to my ruler. It's just seam allowance. I haven't changed the angle. There's that one. Lay ruler on here, and again this is the one that we matched the circle, and so it is sort of, we're going to basically go point to point here and take off everything in the middle. All right, now this we're going to, when you look here, lay these right sides together. Here's your dot out here. You want to match the circle on this side. So raw edge is even. I'm going to fold this back a scant quarter. I'm off a little bit. I'm going to slide it over to match. And again, I found if you match here, this circle generally follows suit. Okay. Back to the ironing board, and we'll check out, see how it looks. And again, here's the most of the wool, so I'm going to press back towards the star section A. And so we matched here, and this looks pretty good on that circle. So there we go, there you have it, and this is what it's supposed to look like. Your corners are all goofy, but we're going to take your ruler. Now this is when I use my big, I like this 20.5-inch Omni grid, and I always start in the upper right hand corner with, and I put the 1-1 on my ruler in the upper right hand corner. If I were left-handed, I would put, if I was cutting left-handed, I'd put the 1-1 in the upper left-hand corner. Okay, and we are looking for a 13.5-inch block by a 16.5-inch block. This block is slightly larger. I could go bigger, and because I'm just hooking all the blocks together, as long as they're one consistent size, that's all that matters. And so I'm thinking that, see, I can get to 14, and I have an inch on this side to the circle and an inch here. I'm about an inch away here, and at 16.5, I'm just over. So I could even do 16 if I wanted to be an inch all the way around. So before I square this up, I'm going to go ahead and make all of my blocks, and then, all right, so now that we have one block done, and everyone has the basics of what the crazy method is, now we can go ahead and chain piece. It'll be much faster to get your blocks together. And the important part is when you chain piece is to keep your pieces in order. Now I've gone ahead and I've ironed down all my wool. And again, if you don't want to use fusible, you could put your wool on here and stitch it in place instead of using the fusible web. Or you can also, you can actually applique. You can come over here, iron your piece down, and then you're going to trace to do the needle turn applique. You're going to put your line around out on the outside edge of your section B1. Now when you cut it out, this is going to be a little different because you are going to cut right on the edge, because this is the actual size and I want it caught in the seam allowance. So these two edges do get cut right along the template, and then this piece that this outer edge, this curved edge, you're going to applique down. So you're going to leave 1/4 of an inch away from that. And so you could come over, you've got your applique prepared, you could pin it down, glue it down, and then actually applique this piece into place. Again, I like the added dimension of the wool, and so I have chosen to use the wool. So we're going to take our pile now, and I'm going to show you real quick. It's very simple how to add your wool. So this is the top of your pile, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to turn my pile upside down and flip them right side up as we go, and then I'm going to just iron these into place. Making sure my raw edges are even. And I'm going to set it in place, turn it over, turn it upside down. Okay, and then put that back on the bottom. Flip the next one. I'm going to make sure it's set from the back side. Just continue here. I'm almost done. This is the dull and boring part. Okay, last one. All right, I've got my wool. Oh gosh. Quick. That was the wrong side up. I forgot to flip that over. That was a good catch. All right, there's the last one. We're going to come back over here, put it in our pile. Okay, so again, I separated it into sections. Section A, Section B, and Section C. So to chain piece, we're going to go ahead and start with our A1s and our A2s. And again, you're going to look along your seam line, looking for your dot. Here's your dot. So this is the edge where we need to pay attention to our 1/4 inch seam. I'm going to take these both over to my sewing machine, and then I'm going to just chain piece right on through. And again, this is not so much that you don't know how to chain piece. You just need a method to keep your pieces in order. Once your pile is shuffled, and you don't need to ever shuffle again, so you want to keep them in order so you don't have repeats in your fabric. Okay, and this last one is the bottom. It was the one, the two pieces that were on the bottom of your pile. Okay, the last one I'm going to leave in my machine, just so that I don't, if I drop my chain, I know which end was the first one. So you're going to come to the back of your chain, which was the first one through, then you're going to clip and you're going to just make a little pile. Okay, and this last one that was the bottom is now on top. But what happens is we're going to come over here to the iron, and as we iron them into place, it now goes back on the bottom. Okay, so here we go. Got our stack. We're going to set them back down in our pile. We're going to do a visual to make sure that we don't have any duplicate fabrics showing. We don't, so we didn't get them out of order. Now we're ready to go ahead and add our threes. So after you've got section A done, then you'll move on and chain piece your B1s and B2s. B1s and B2s. Add your threes, and then section B will be done. You'll come up here and chain piece your C1s and C2s, and then add your C3s. And you've got all your sections done. It's a lot speedier, and I hope that's a helpful tip. I'd like to thank you for joining me today to learning to add circles to the craziness. Thank you.